Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm American Dan, and this is Wings and Rex. On today's flight, we are on the ground here at Flagstaff, Arizona, and we're going to fly over to Grand Canyon West in the Airfoillabs Cessna 172. Let's go ahead and get the ATIS here. I've already gone through the pre-flight and done all that. If you want to see that, you can check it out.
Information Lima 1445 Zulu Special. Wind 230 degrees at 7 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions broken at 800. Temperature -2. Dew point -7. Altimeter 2974. Arriving runway 21. Departing runway 21. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
Alright, we have information Lima, and it's 21 is the active runway. If we take a look at the tablet here on Navigraph, you can see our flight plan is we're going to depart 21 at Flagstaff and go to Casey, to PGS, and then to 1 Golf 4. Pretty straightforward flight plan. Minimum safe altitude along our route of flight is over 11,100. We're going to do IFR, but there's no VATSIM on right now. Let's get ready to taxi here. Check our fuel level. Okay. Fuel flow is good, fuel level good, oil pressure's good, oil temperatures are good. Everything's still pretty cool because we're idling here. Put the headset on, make it just a little quieter. Doors are locked and latched. Flagstaff ground, Cessna 172, November 2, Whiskey Alpha Whiskey is at the FBO, gonna taxi runway 21. Flagstaff traffic, Cessna 172, November 2, Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, taking runway 21. Takeoff power set, airspeed's alive. There's 70, 75, and we're off the runway. Pull back the power a bit. Flaps are up. Flagstaff traffic, Cessna 172, just off runway 21, making right-hand traffic. Alright, and then we'll get on course here, direct Casey. Flagstaff traffic, Cessna 172, departing the area to the west, last call, Flagstaff. Alright, we're going to be in IMC pretty quick here, so let's go ahead and get the autopilot set up. Autopilot is on, nav, and altitude. We want to center our heading bug here. Alright, autopilot set up. We'll go ahead and do a quick check of the engine systems here. We're in the green on the RPM at 2450, 2460, give or take. Fuel flow is good, oil pressure is good, oil temperatures are good, EGTs are good, fuel quantity is good, electrical is good. Climbing through 8,500. And I had said and set for 13.5, but we are actually going to 12.5 because of the direction of flight. West is even, east is odd. Alright, we are in IMC, so we need to watch out for icing because our outside air temperature is -5. We're still fighting a 15-knot headwind, so things are going to slow down a bit here for us. We're above 10,000, 2,500 feet to go. We're pretty heavy, so I'm just keeping the climb at about 300 feet a minute. I mean, we're in no huge hurry to get up to altitude, so the higher up, the stronger the wind gets, so. We're only getting a whopping 55 knots, 54 knots over the ground. I was hoping for some better scenery on this flight, but it looks like we're just going to be above the cloud deck most of the time. We're 26 miles from Casey. It'd be nice if we could just stay at 10.5, but the minimum safe altitude along our route of flight is 11,100. And smashing into the ground is never a good idea. This is a very nice plane, though. I do like it. So we're just about into our cruising altitude here. We got about 700 feet to go, so just a couple more minutes. And we'll level off. I was really hoping for some ATC. Just the luck of the draw today. Maybe I'll go back to Pilot Edge. At least you get some consistency there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys like VATSIM or Pilot Edge better? I know VATSIM's free, which gives it a whole lot of points in my book, but Pilot Edge also provides a consistent schedule and coverage area for the areas that they do cover. Alright, and that beeping was letting us know that we are 1,000 feet from our altitude selected. Still keeping it at about 70 knots indicated, which is pretty close to VY. there's mountains below us. You can't really see it through the clouds there. Well, I guess over there to the left there's a little bit of a peak poking out. If we jack the seat up here, and I can't really see anything out in front, just clouds. Alright, coming up on 12,000. We're gonna lean a little bit for altitude. Watching the EGTs and the fuel flow. "24 knots off the nose." That sucks. Especially in a slow plane. What we'll do here is I'm not going to make all you wonderful viewers suffer through the agonizingly slow cruise of the flight. What I'll do is once we level off here, we'll do a quick trip around the G1000, and then I will cut the video to just pick it up on the descent and approach into the Grand Canyon. Technically at 12,500 we should probably be on oxygen. Alright, here we are leveling off at 12,500, picking up a little speed. This wind isn't doing us any favors though. Even if we get to 100 knots or so cruise, we're only going to be doing about 80 something over the ground due to the wind. Looks like we're going to get about 99 to 100 knots indicated, and 93 over the ground. Wow, we're really hauling it. With a true airspeed of 119 knots. Alright, well, we are 17.5 nautical miles from Casey. And I will go ahead and cut the recording here, and we'll pick it up back on the descent. Side of the aircraft here, we can see part of the Grand Canyon. I do have the Ortho high definition Grand Canyon scenery in here, so hopefully it should look pretty nice. Alright, what we got going on here is I went ahead and for backup we put the Peach Springs VOR frequency of 112.0 into the nav. We're 19.3 nautical miles. Lines up with the GPS here. There is no approach, instrument approach into 1 Gulf 4 Grand Canyon West, so we're going to do the visual into runway 35. There's not really any weather information either. KIGM, which is 19 miles away, is reporting 220 at 11 knots, 10 statute miles clear, with a temperature of 8 and an altimeter of 2996. So we're going to go ahead and use that for our altimeter. Alright, so some information about Grand Canyon West Airport here. Identifier 1 Gulf 4, located in Peach Springs, Arizona. Elevation of 4,817 feet. A runway length of 5,000 feet. It is a public airport. But right now, we're just looking out the window, we've got a few clouds and the ceiling is above us. So unless things are drastically different in about 40 miles, I think we'll be alright for the visual into 35. So we only need to descend about 4,500 feet here. So it's be a pretty quick descent into pattern altitude. Alright, runway is runway 35. It's 5,000 feet by 75 feet at 352 degree heading. So what do you guys think so far about this Airfoillabs Cessna 172 next generation digital? I think it's a very nice plane. They also do provide a steam gauge version, which I haven't picked up yet, but based on how much I like this version, I probably will eventually add that one to the collection, because I do very much enjoy the old steam gauge look and feel airplanes. Feel free to leave a comment below. We read all of the comments and try to respond to everyone. So while we're waiting to get to the top of the descent here, give you a little preview of what's going to happen within the next couple of videos. So we put out one video, which was the first look of this plane, where we just did a pattern, and then we've got this one, which is an IFR flight using the autopilot and all the navigation stuff. The only thing is we're not going to fly an approach because there's not one available here. Our next video, we are going to do the Grand Canyon VFR corridor. Actually, we're going to do all three of the Grand Canyon VFR corridors in this plane. Once that one's done, we'll probably switch up the airplanes a little bit and fly something different here, just to keep changing it up and put some variety into the kind of videos we're putting out. Also, if you haven't seen our video on United Airlines 553, make sure you check that video out. That video is pretty proud of the way that me and the team put that one together. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and take a watch and let us know what you think. Alright, so we just made the turn We are 24.7 miles away from Beach Springs. So we're going to go ahead and start our descent here. Alright, we're going to descend down 6,000. That should put us about 1,500 or so above the ground, and then we'll descend a little bit once we get into the airport area to enter the pattern altitude at about 1,000 feet AGL. Grand Canyon West traffic, Cessna 172 is on a right base runway 35. Slow down. Mixture set, props not adjustable. Gears down and welded. Grand Canyon West traffic, Cessna 172, short final. Runway 35. Numbers. Still going way too fast. Hopefully we can just land long here. Alright, clear the runway. Grand Canyon West traffic, Cessna 172 is clear, runway 35, going to parking. Alright, landing lights are coming off. Strobes and navs are off. Beacon stays on. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed that flight. If you did, please remember to leave a comment. If you feel that I've earned your subscription, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you'll see when the next video comes out. Again, thanks for flying along, thanks for taking the time to watch my video, and we will catch you on the next one. For Wings and Rex, I'm American Dan.